I want a scary story with a lot of mystery. Okay, here's one about an Indian serial killer. There was this serial killer in India who was terrorizing people in the 90s. He was called the Poet Killer because he would write poems on the walls near his victims' bodies. The police could uncatch him for a long time because he was always one step ahead of them. He would send them riddles, and they would find the body parts in the places he mentioned in the riddles. It was like a game to him. The thing is, even though he was a killer, people were kind of fascinated by him. There was a famous actress in India named Madhuri. She was like the biggest star, kind of like the Indian Meryl Streep. Anyway, one day, she was at home alone. Her husband was out of town and she was watching TV when she heard a knock on the door. She went to check and she saw this man standing there. He was well dressed, good-looking, and polite, and he told her that he was from the neighborhood and had come to see if she needed anything. Being a good Samaritan and all. So she thanked him and closed the door. But then she heard a knock again. She opened the door and asked him to come in. Now, as the story goes, that man was actually the Poet Killer. And when he entered her house, he sat down and started talking to her. They talked about a lot of things. And at some point, he even recited a poem for her. And she was like, wow, this guy's amazing. And she offered him food and tea. But he refused, saying he had to get going. And just before he left, he asked her for a favor. He said he was going to be in the newspaper the next day, and he wanted her to cut out the article and keep it. So she agreed. Next morning, she saw the article and kept it in her cupboard. Now, a few days later, the police came to her house and told her that her husband was involved with some shady people, and they were looking for her husband. So she told them that her husband was out of town, but she didn't tell them when. And then she started thinking, maybe I should have given the police that article. I wonder what the police would have thought if they'd known that her husband was the Poet Killer, but she never told them. And the case remains unsolved till today. So, yeah, that's one scary story for you. Do you know any scary stories? Share them with us.